yet you find ourselves in court. Is that fair? Is that the way you treat a statesman? Someone that has served this nation is out there making an image for this country.
In any society, you have the rich and the powerful, obviously. But I can tell you that the way we manage affairs at the Anti-Corruption Commission, we do not look at the individual. We look at the offense that is committed, and that is what we follow.
There are legislation, there are even a treaty about, collaboration between judiciaries in Africa. So we can follow the rule of law, and we can, if things will be done properly.
There is a judicial process that is going on to find out who was responsible for November 26th. Whoever was involved in that needs to be held accountable under Sierra Leonean law.
Hello, mi fambulem, BABASHEQ the political law fender. Mi fambulem, let me talk about this Ecowas letter. We say them for relocate former president to Abuja, Nigeria. Well, mi family, before we start the program, dear, will not forget for subscribe if this is the first time for watch this particular channel, or if you don't follow this particular channel, please now for subscribe so that anytime I upload any new video, you will get a notification we will make you there among the first people and we will watch the program. Well, me family, back to the program. Well, this particular program now about the letter where Ecowas writes to the government of Salone for relocate former president to Abuja, Nigeria. Well, me family, we all be the doubts that particular letter day, but most recently we don't prove and say yes, na letter where the Ecowas writes to the government. Well, for that particular letter, then we put 4 conditions then they, where the first one then say them for discontinue all administrative procedure against the former president, and then for continue for pay them all in benefits them, and then for secure all in host them within a different locations them, and then for consider for refund all in medical and travel expenses them we don't spend. Well, if I'm willing to go more in details on this particular letter, let me listen to Umaru Fofana.
Now, in that ECOWAS letter, which was written and signed by the president of the ECOWAS Commission, the former presidents, in fact, two serving presidents of Ghana and Senegal visited Sierra Leone a few weeks ago following the November incidents, alongside the presidents of the ECOWAS Commission. They held behind-the-scenes discussions with the president as well as with the former president. We do not know what the details of those meetings were. Now, the letter that this ECOWAS Commission president signed says that former President Ernest Koroma should be allowed to go to Nigeria, a third country, to be relocated there. And the letter details that he should be entitled to all his entitlements, all his privileges as a former head of state, as well as all charges and other procedures against him should be dropped. So it makes one become curious as to why the letter indicates that he should be entitled to his, privileges, and I would say, to be honest, his entitlements as former president, when those were never in contention. So because he's not been convicted of any wrongdoing at this stage, clearly he is still entitled to all of, what he should be given as a former president.
Well, my family, we all don't hear within Umaru Fofana, when I correspondent to BBC, don't say about that particular letter. Now, let me listen to ECOWAS, where we allow former President Ernest Koroma for go to Abuja, Nigeria, and then say they will allow the judiciary for do them work.
They reached an agreement last week. I think the best for Sierra Leone at this moment is to allow Mr. Koroma to go to Abuja and to really allow the judiciary to do its work. If there are more information accusing Mr. Koroma and others, we are in the region, there are legislation, there are even a treaty about, collaboration between judiciaries in Africa. So we can follow the rule of law, and we can, if things will be done properly. But now, trying to really do everything to stop him from traveling after all those arrangements made last week, it's not good. neither for ECOWAS, because it will mean that ECOWAS arrangements are no longer accepted. It's not good for Sierra Leone because Sierra Leone formally accepted this arrangement, and it's not good for the region and the country because we don't need any other crisis in West Africa at the moment, definitely.
Right. So why do you think ECOWAS is relocating by Nkrumah to Abuja? What are they protecting? Is it their interest or that of the country?
Well, I don't think that, the people who were accused of being behind this attempt coup are people who are very close or used to be very close to Nkrumah. His aide was accused by the authorities for being behind this attempt coup. In such kind of circumstances, I think it's good for the former president to leave the country. The fact that ECOWAS decided to take Mr. Nkrumah from Sierra Leone to Nigeria was simply to allow the judiciary to do its work properly, but also to bring back peace and stability in the country, because these kind of accusations are so serious that it could degenerate if the followers of Nkrumah also decide not to accept any arrest of president. You see, that kind of situation can easily deteriorate and create a new political situation in the country that we don't need at the moment.
Well, my family, we all know you're waiting ECOWAS don't say because of the government no accept for relocate former president to Abuja. Well, my family, this same ECOWAS way they say for relocate the former president to Abuja, now the same ECOWAS, this particular former president, when I be president, be ignored, where he be president during the term where he sack and vice president, where in vice president they go na court. Well, my family, let me listen to the video from the vice president Samsumana and the lawyer after where ECOWAS be passed a verdict on in case with Nkrumah.
The Supreme Court of Sierra Leone misruled against the people of Sierra Leone. And what has been done today in this court is not justice for me alone. It's justice for the people of Sierra Leone. So I have worked very hard that I told them I will go and seek justice for you. And this I have done today in the Ecowas Court of Justice. And this is not only limited to Sierra Leone. It goes beyond the borders of Sierra Leone, West Africa, and Africa as a whole. That the fragile democracies that we've been having in our sub-region has to transform. The maturity of it, we have to accept. As a young man in leadership, I have done my part, and I know history will judge all of us.
And we clarified with them what they meant by that. You would notice that all his pay, his emoluments, all his entitlements of office are supposed to be paid back to him from the day he was removed from office to date. This is in line with the fact that the removal was illegal. Secondly, the court has indicated that the Secretariat would assess the costs which will be paid to him. So when we clarified the issue of costs, they said that it will be processed. As you know, it involves calculations, and sometimes you can't just give a direct figure without investigation and elaboration of the heads of damage. That's what happened in court. And we are going to take all the legal and political measures that are necessary to ensure that the decisions of this court are enforced. Thank you, sir.
Well, my family, we all know here, within former Vice President Samsumana and the lawyer don't say. If we compare within ECOWAS rights na that letter for relocate former president to Abuja and waiting former vice president in lawyer say now something very, very similar. But I get this question. When the Supreme Court of ECOWAS be give that verdict today, the former president and Nkrumah be ever adhere to waiting ECOWAS be say? Let me listen to the response of former president Nkrumah where he be president and waiting at the response where in your lawyer where the defender now waiting and then now be the Minister of Justice and now be the Attorney General waiting he be say during the term where ECOWAS passed that verdict today.
Sierra Leone rejects ECOWAS court verdict on sacked VP. Justice Minister says ECOWAS lacks jurisdiction over matter after court ruling that Sam Sumana's 2015 dismissal is illegal. Date 27 November 2017, update 28 November 2017. By Alpha Camara, Dakar, Senegal. The Sierra Leone government on Monday rejected the ECOWAS court verdict on the case between the sacked Vice President Sam Sumana and the state. The Abuja-based judicial organ of the Economic Community of West African States on Monday morning ruled that the sacking of Sam Sumana in 2015 was illegal. Nigeria broadcaster NTV reported. The court also ordered that he be paid all his outstanding salary and emoluments since his dismissal by President Ernest Bai Koroma. In response, Sierra Leone's Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara, issued a statement refusing the ECOWAS court verdict. While we await the full correspondence from the ECOWAS courts on the verdict, our office wishes to reiterate its legal position that the ECOWAS court lacks competence and jurisdiction over the aforementioned matter, the statement said. The Supreme Court of Sierra Leone did rule on the above matter, and therefore no other court is competent to overrule it except by itself. Therefore, the government of Sierra Leone refused to participate in the proceedings and does not accept nor recognize the ECOWAS court in respect of the said judgment, it added.
Well, if I'm we all hear the response of the now defense lawyer of Ernest Koroma, where now been the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, waiting he be say during the term where ECOWAS courts be give that verdict concerning the sack with them be sack Sam Sumana. We all hear where in the Fitzgerald Kamara, the talk say the ECOWAS court no competence and no other rule no day where they overrule waiting the Supreme Court na Salon do rule. So I don't really know waiting ECOWAS they try for do now with Ernest Koroma, and at the same Abuja we pass the verdict in the sack case of Sam Sumana. Now the same Abuja back then say Ernest Koroma for relocate too. So we really don't know waiting ECOWAS then depend. When we found them on that note, we listen to waiting the US ambassador to Salon say about the judicial process we come in terms of this particular case where they on right now.
There is a judicial process that is going on to find out who was responsible for November 26th. Whoever was involved in that needs to be held accountable under Sierra Leonean law. They broke the law. There is no question about that. Anyone who supported them, financed them, broke the law. And those people need to be held accountable.
Well, we all know waiting the US ambassador to Salon say about this particular field coup matter within our courts now. He say whosoever is responsible, the need for trial under the Salon law, not to ECOWAS law, they say under Salon law. And we all be here where Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara be the talk say they need to listen to any other courts past the Supreme Court na Salon during the term where they sack Sam Sumana, where now be the former vice president. When we all know say after we then charge former president to court because of this attempted failed coup, and defense lawyer we na JFK they make some statements them. When we found them, that interview the way we do, we make a short statement where he talks say enough fear the way and manner at which then he treats a former statesman. We found them just listen to that.
Yet you find ourselves in court. Is that fair? Is that the way you treat a statesman? Someone that has served this nation is out there making an image for this country, for which we are all benefiting. What is this vendetta? Why do we go after our own good people? To shred their reputation. We believe in his innocence, and we should not drag this country down the road where it is moving. It is a dangerous precedent that has been set. When you take people like him to court, you must have very strong, cogent, irrefutable evidence.
Well, my family, we all know what he try for say here is because of the position of the former president. Because now the former president is not fine for lay waiting they happen so to happen. Now that if he try for explain. Well, my family, let me go back. Well, let's just send them back to memory lane. Let's remember waiting if he say we come in terms of when person commit crime. No matter which kind status he did, no matter how rich the person be, once he commits a crime, now the crime now they follow. So let me listen to waiting JFK during the term where now be anti-corruption boss waiting if he say on person who commits a crime, no matter in status or in riches.
In any society, you have the rich and the powerful, obviously. But I can tell you that the way we manage affairs at the Anti-Corruption Commission, we do not look at the individual. We look at the offense that is committed, and that is what we follow. But definitely I can tell you that you do not look at who the individual is. It is the offense that is committed that we pay attention to.
When we family and we all know waiting JFK don't say during the term we in be the anti-corruption boss under former president Ernest Bai Koroma. Well, they be the type of talk say in any society you get the rich and the powerful, and the way and manner at which the SCC they manage their work, they say they need to look to the individual, then they look to the offense where the individual commit, and now the offense now and they follow. But now, even though the case is different, and him be referred to corruption, but this particular case, he heavy past corruption case. So, if him during the end and he talk say, then they look to the status or the riches of that particular individual, now the case or the offense, then they look into, then why now? Where the alleged say in clients where they defend get hands pan this failed coup. Why if I come up with all land statement they are say let them look into the man in status. Well, JFK in that case also the judiciary they look into the individual, then they look into the offense where the individual committed. Me famulem arrest me case. And me family, dear, una not forget to subscribe. On that note, Naya, I will end the program so far. Until next time, this na BABASHEQ, the political offender. Be safe, tata, peace.